You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/ARTS. Just go to Indeed.com/ARTS right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
Wednesday night, 1 week until Christmas, and I have had one wild couple days. This day, it kind of handed me my ass, and yesterday was not much different, but today got me. So I want to go through the bad stuff, and then we will finish with the good stuff. So one of the things that I have had to learn over time is bad stuff. Okay. Is it something you can control? Is it something you have influence over? Is it something that's happening to you, has happened, and you're still living through it? What is it? Try to define what level of influence you have over it, and then make decisions based on that. Well, that sounds terrific, and it is. Usually it is. It usually does work really well if you have the time. Sometimes you just get upset and you don't really have time to sit and decompress it or analyze it, so you just have to keep moving. Well, today was one of those days I didn't have the time. I haven't had the time the last couple days, but today was the day that it hit me pretty hard, and I am missing my dad. There are so many things that I need to ask him that he is unavailable for. And, you can say, he's still up there, he's listening, and I get it, and I do appreciate that sentiment, and I believe he's up there somewhere good. But he's not right next to me. We're not shooting pool at the Northland Bar on away, talking about stuff, or the old dry dock for that matter. I'd take that for damn sure, but you can't. It's gone. All those times are gone. They're memories, and they're great ones, but I need help right now. I need Dad. So what do you do when you need somebody so bad and they're gone and the answers aren't there? Not like you think. So you got to dig in a little bit and, what would Dad say about this, and how would he calmly go about this situation, and how would he handle it? How would he do it? What would he do? Now, some of the situations I'm fighting with and dealing with are things that Dad and I did talk about when he was here, and they even stumped him. And yeah, I'm still dealing with them. I don't know what to do. Sometimes when you get to this point where you don't know what to do, nobody knows what to do, desperation kind of seeps in a little bit, and you want to do something drastic just to move the needle. Not quite sure if now's the time or if it's the right thing to do, but sometimes you just got to do something. Sitting there and don't contact me, I'll contact you. Well, that's bullshit. That's a cop-out, weakling way to do it. How many years do I have to sit here and wait for somebody to get their head out of their ass and realize that, oh boy, that mirror is a reflection and it doesn't show perfection? Isn't that something? And there are consequences for breaking the heart of a dying man that loves you. There are going to be consequences, and they're going to be painful, and it's just a shame. It is a goddamn shame, and it's a weakling move and influenced by others that are even weaker, that have influence over these two, and it just breaks my heart. I guess we all have our limits, right? And you can talk through them and seek advice and all the other things, but sometimes action needs to be taken, and limits are reached. Maybe I'm there. I feel like some of these podcasts, one of my buddies like, dude, are you building up to something uncomfortable? I say, I believe it. I believe I am, because I'm getting zero traction in another direction. So there's the first 4 minutes of miserable. The next few bits are about Dad and how bad I miss him. It hit so hard today, and I don't even know why. I was driving to the job site, and I saw an old red car that looked like his. And it like, oh, Dad. And that reflex is still there. It's like, hey, Dad. And you want to grab your phone and you're going to call him. It's like, hey, man, it's just shit. It's not Dad. Not Dad. Dad's gone. It's Christmas. And I know it's just a day. But after that last podcast and some of the feedback I got on that, it was a good day. It used to be a really good day. I go to the job site, take care of what I need to take care of, and head back to my office. And now I am wallowing. I'm wallowing in this grief, and I didn't expect it, didn't want to feel it, but it's on. And I have zero tolerance for bullshit. And right now I am getting some, and it is fucking frustrating. There's no reason for it. Well, there's reasons for it, but none that I can influence, none that are my fault. It's just accepting behavior. Okay. Just leave. Get away from it. Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? There's so much shit to do. It's year end. Lots of things pushing down. A couple different things that didn't go the way I thought they would, so that added a ton to year end. Yeah, suck it up. That's what you do. You got to suck it up. So I did. I sucked it up and reverted to my old behavior. I went and got a drink. And by that, I mean I walked to the pop machine in the break room and got a Diet Pepsi, went back to my desk, did a little bit of research on this new camera we bought for the crew, 360-degree camera, and that got me kind of out of my funk. And of course, I went right back to it like, oh, damn it, Dad would love to see this thing. It shoots in 360 degrees all at the same time, and it's awesome, and fuck it. Nothing was gonna fix it, but there were things that made it better. So I sought out some better things. And I have this sticky note on my desk, and it was from another podcast on one of my ramblings, and a lady picked up on it. She's brilliant. And it's a concept that I was just flying along, and I rambled out this name, the rule of exponential goodness. And what the hell does that mean? Well, she just texted me that phrase. And she said, develop. And how can I not? She's smarter than me. I'm going to follow her instructions. So what is the rule of exponential goodness? And there's going to be some physics majors out there that will tear some of this apart, and that's fine. There's going to be some mathematicians that will tear this apart, also fine. Chemists, all of it. All the smart people can shred this, but the concept, in my mind, doesn't require a schematic. It just requires a little bit of belief and maybe a little bit of imagination. So the quick and fast part in the other podcast episode was, the law of exponential, the rule of exponential goodness is the more bad stuff you get rid of, the more good stuff you can jam in, and it just becomes exponential. You can't help but be happy. I wish I could impart this on some people. Now, the reason I think this rule will be in some medical journals and some scientific journals is because it's valid. The density of bad stuff is nowhere near the density of good stuff. Its volume is bigger. It takes up more space, but it doesn't have near the density or the impact of the good stuff. So pretend you're looking at a foam block, a 1 foot square, 1 foot cube of foam. And then you got a little 6x6 block of steel. The steel's the good stuff, foam's the bad stuff. I can fit a lot of those steel blocks in that 1 cube of foam. That foam is the bad stuff, and it takes up so much space. It takes up space in your head. It takes up space in your heart. It takes up space in your Tums bottle by making you eat Tums and all the other stuff. Those little steel blocks, those little steel cubes, man, they're solid, and it's good, and they're heavy, and you could fit a lot of stuff into them. They're really compact, and the good stuff, I mean, that little block, that little tiny steel block, think how strong that thing is. Now you stack enough of those together to equal that foam cube. Can you build stuff out of that? Yeah, that's a great foundation to build from. Happiness and good stuff, exponential goodness, is a great foundation to build a life on. That foam block, yeah, it takes up a lot of space. It's light. You could toss it around and act like it's no big deal. But man, 4 of those takes up way more room than 4 of those little cubes compacted. It's like stardust packed into these little steel cubes. And that's what you want to build your life out of. I figured it out. So why is it exponential? Well, look at the size difference. All of a sudden, I get rid of one giant wad of yuck, and I can fit so much good stuff in there. The density of goodness is so much higher than the density of bad that all of a sudden I start, okay, I'm going to remove this one bad thing. One bad thing. Look at all the stuff that's in there that's good. And it's solid. It's good for you. It's a foundational piece. Well, all of a sudden, all those little foundational pieces that you can jam into that one shitty piece, that one giant block of gross, man, okay, now you got all this good stuff in that same amount of space. Let's take out another block. Let's take out another one of those foam blocks of bad. You see where I'm going here? You can fit a lot of good into the same space that one bad space takes up. It's just, I don't know why it took me so long to figure this out. The less bad shit I have rolling around in here, and there's enough, there's a lot, and I'm not blaming anybody else for it. Trust me, I got enough of my own shit that I've done over my life that I got enough bad foam blocks to get rid of. But the good part is I've gotten rid of enough of them and filled that void, that stupid space that I was focusing on, that bad shit, and filled it so full of good stuff. It's allowed me to do stuff like this podcast. I enjoy this, and I don't care if I get 1 listener, 1,000 listeners per episode, whatever it is. We're going to talk about that too. Whatever it is, it's fun. This is my way to chat with you. Sometimes this resonates. One of my buddies called in my last episode, really resonated with him. And when a dude, and no offense, ladies, no offense at all, but when one of your buddies called and said you made a difference, that's a lot. You know, we're guys. We don't talk about shit like that. We're tough. We don't have feelings. Ha, ha, ha. Jokes. Funny. Jokes. Good day. Name calling. Bye, nickname. Love you. Bye. That's guy stuff, right? Not always. So if I can impact somebody with some of my goofy shit, and it helps me kind of talk it out, because I don't have Dad to bounce this stuff off of anymore, and I could now understand sometimes his pauses, because he's like, I think my son might be touched, or maybe he's brilliant. I don't know if Dad ever came to a conclusion on that, but this kind of stuff, this block thing, I'm going to do a drawing and try to figure it out and put it on Facebook for you. But I think it's important. I'm going to try to find one of those metal blocks that have magnets that can hook to them, because that's fun and gives me something to fidget with my ADD problem. But that's it for tonight. That's really it. It started off horrible. I tried to dig out something good. I saw this goofy sticky note, the rule of exponential goodness. The more bad stuff you get rid of, the more you accelerate the good. And it goes exponential. It does. Now, is it sustainable? You're going to continue to get happier and happier and happier until you explode? Probably not. Hopefully not. But man, it's a concept worth exploring. I'm going to close with one more little bit of good news and a lot of gratitude. A little bit of good news for me and a lot of gratitude for you. I can officially say, as of today, I am now a paid podcaster. And that's something I never, ever in a million years would have thought. And here we are. I took the advice of my friend Jen. She's like, just keep doing them. Keep putting out the episodes. If you get 1 listen, that's 1 more than you had yesterday. And she's right. This thing continues to build, and it's amazing. When I got the email on the stats today, I'm just like, holy shit, that's something. So I added another wall to the studio, and I know you can tell the difference because the bounce off of one of the walls is gone. I made the room smaller and more controllable, and I like it. It makes me feel better. It's a better space. I can hear, even with my headphones on, I can hear the difference before I do the playback. So I ordered a new mic, a little better mic with a stand. So Hopefully I can stay a little more focused and not looking around and keep my face pointed towards the microphone. Give you some more consistency and make a better product. This is so cool. Never thought I'd be here, but I am. So thank you. Thank you all. This is so much fun. I did buy some software called Riverside, and we're going to be able to start doing call-ins too. So we're getting there. Thanks, everybody. I hope you had a good day. I hope you have a great rest of your week. And we'll try to get one more of these done before Christmas. Have a great night.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/ARTS. Just go to Indeed.com/ARTS right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.